This is Real News Media TV, coverage you can trust. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates. 2 killed, 4 arrested after engaging police in shootouts in St. Elizabeth. Police say 2 men were fatally shot and 4 others captured after shootouts in separate incidents in the St. Elizabeth Police Division between Friday night and Saturday morning. A police source told the news that shortly after 9 p.m., they were alerted that strange men were in the community of New Road on the St. Elizabeth-Westmoreland border close to New Market in northwestern St. Elizabeth. The police say upon entering the area, they were shot at by a group of men. A shootout ensued and 1 man was later found suffering from gunshot wounds in nearby bushes. He was taken to hospital where he was pronounced dead. The police have not yet ascertained his identity. Subsequent operations in the area at daybreak resulted in 2 men being arrested. 2 others were later captured in Whithorn, Westmoreland after they attempted to escape in a taxi. The police said an illegal firearm was seized. In the second incident, a joint police team from 2 divisions received intelligence that a man who was a person of interest was in the Williams Field area in southern St. Elizabeth. During an operation in the wee hours of Saturday morning, the man reportedly engaged the police in a shootout. He was shot and taken to the hospital where he was pronounced dead. The police said an illegal firearm was seized. 2, including armorer, to face more questioning after 9 gun find. The police are yet to charge the 2 suspects apprehended in relation to the seizure of 9 firearms in Jarrett Lane in Mountain View, St. Andrew last Friday. In an update at Thursday's police press conference, Deputy Commissioner of Police DCP Fitz Bailey says that the 2 men remain in custody as investigations are still ongoing. The men are also to undergo further questioning. Among the men in custody is an armorer in the criminal underworld who has been known to repair firearms for various gangs across the country. Bailey reiterated that his arrest has been significant. "We are talking about someone who repairs firearms. I know it was a blow to the criminal underworld in terms of identifying people to provide that level of support," the police's head of the crime portfolio said. "This man provided support right across the island. He operated like a ghost for many years, and a lot of intelligence work led us to identifying him, and led to that significant success," he continued. The police, in a release last weekend, said following an intensive intelligence gathering process, the Counter-Terrorism and Organized Crime Branch, with support from Special Operations and other formations, raided an address in Jarrett Lane where 9 assorted firearms, a quantity of ammunition, among other military paraphernalia, was seized. Up to Wednesday, 2 more high-powered guns were found at the Stadium East in Jarrett Lane, where the weapons were hidden. Motorists protest rumble strips on Norman Manley Boulevard. Taxi operators and other motorists have blocked the popular Norman Manley Boulevard in Negril, Westmoreland, protesting the erection of rumble strips along the busy thoroughfare. The rumble strips are intended to reduce speed along the roadway, which has been the scene of multiple fatal crashes. They insisted that the speed bumps there are adequate. The drivers say the strips erected this morning could damage the front end of their vehicles. "We don't want nothing else in the road unless somebody come talk to we," said one of the protesting motorists. They also say their travel times have been significantly reduced because of the additional speed bumps. "It can't work. We are changing front end 3 times per year, coupled with road traffic fees, licensing, and other expenses for our vehicles." Vaccination, the key to returning to normal, says medical doctor. A medical doctor is suggesting that curfews may no longer be needed for containing COVID-19 infections. Dr. Adrian Lord, who is a family physician in Barbados, says it's critical that things get back to some level of normalcy as soon as possible. Prime Minister Andrew Holness is expected in another 2 weeks to say whether the restrictions will be eased. Dr. Lord says vaccination is the key to getting back to normal. Vaccination is very important to build up that immunity within the community. I think Jamaica has tried very hard. They have gotten lots of vaccines that some of the other countries have not been able to access. In fact, some countries haven't gotten vaccines yet. We need to encourage people to get the jab to get additional levels of protection. Shooting terror in Denham Park. Fear has gripped residents of Lowell Avenue in Denham Park after two men on motorbikes sprayed members of a household in the community with bullets yesterday afternoon. The news understands that 4 persons suffered bullet wounds and were rushed to the hospital for treatment. Up to late yesterday, the police did not know the identity of the victims. Shots rang out about 1:25 p.m. when gunmen disguised as construction workers drove past a resident on Lowell Avenue on a motorbike and opened fire, then made good their escape. The residents were reportedly sitting on their veranda when the incident occurred. Senior Superintendent of Police in charge of the St. Andrew South Division, Kirk Ricketts, informed that a police military patrol had passed the location moments before assailants attacked the home. Ricketts said the attack was the first of its kind on the avenue. However, he explained that the police have been pursuing the perpetrators of violence who have been terrorizing the community. The general area is an area that we continue to monitor. It's something that we continue to grapple with, he said. He reasoned that it was possible that the assailants had been nearby to observe when the patrol personnel had left the area. If it's not them, it could be persons acting on behalf of them. This is the norm. Just as how we, the police, sit and plan our operations, they don't just get up and do these things, they plan it also, and they have sources who tell them where to go and when to come and so on. So that's something that we just have to counteract on a daily basis, Ricketts said. One resident told the news that the victims of the shooting were 3 brothers and the girlfriend of one of them. The resident, who asked not to be named, said the brothers were good people who were not involved in any illegal activity to her knowledge. Some good guys, and people would have say everybody are gonna say every people good, but it's good guys who have them parents where work, mother they are foreign, father they are Jamaica, and them kids them a hustle with them father, she explained. The brothers were known to spend a lot of time on their veranda relaxing and conversing with one another. While not being oblivious to the violence in the neighborhood, the residents said because many people frequently ordered food online for delivery, it became common to see bikers driving around in the community. She said as a result of this, no one could have suspected that 2 men dressed as if they were returning from work were actually gunmen. You not gonna know. You gonna think of good people them. But when you take a look, a gunman them, she lamented. You just have to stay in your house and beg God to cover your children them and cover yourself. Because that means that you're not safe in your house. If you can't even depend your veranda, I better you stay in, she added. Another resident who came out to view the scene, which was secured by the police, told the news that incidents such as this have become a regular occurrence. I just heard the sounds of the bike and the shots, and when I looked, it was a bloody mess. I'm just glad that my son wasn't home, she exclaimed. It's just sad, though, to see the young lives perish. I hope they don't die. Unvaccinated children may be protected from COVID through vaccinated parents. A new study out of Israel has found that unvaccinated children may get indirect protection from COVID-19 through their vaccinated parents. Researchers studied households made up of 2 parents and unvaccinated children, estimating the effect of parental vaccination on unvaccinated children's risk of catching COVID-19. The research was conducted during 2 periods in 2021, corresponding with the Alpha and the Delta variant waves. The study found that regardless of household size, having 1 vaccinated parent decreased the risk of an unvaccinated child catching COVID-19 by 23.4% on average. 2 vaccinated parents decreased the risk by an average of 64.9%, although the risk only decreased by 58.1% during the Delta wave compared to 71.7% during the Alpha wave. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention recommends everyone over the age of 5 receive a vaccine. Pay increase coming for police, says Chang. Police officers deserve a better salary package and they will be getting more, says Dr. Horace Chang, Deputy Prime Minister and the Minister of National Security. While not getting into too big a debate, the police deserve more pay and they will get more pay and we will settle without too much conflict, Chang told the journalists while touring a Safe Passage project aimed at providing a safe environment for students attending schools in Salt Spring, St. James on Thursday. In September last year, the Police Federation, which represents rank and file members, rejected the government's 4% wage offer, describing it as an insult, and threatened to report its wage dispute with the government to the International Labour Organization. The wage dispute has since become a court matter, where April 4 and 5 have been set aside for trial, but the disgruntled rank-and-file police officers remain hopeful that the matter will be settled before then. It takes two to quarrel, and we are not quarreling with the police for what they deserve. It just has to be done in a manner that is appropriate and will be sustainable and will protect their status as professionals going forward, Dr. Chang said. While not providing much details, the National Security Minister said changes are coming to how police officers' wages are negotiated. On the issue of the salary, we are taking steps towards a significant policy change on remuneration, Dr. Chang said. The Security Minister said successive political administrations over the years have been insulting the country's police officers by way of what he calls significantly underpaying them. Dr. Chang said without qualification, this government views the police as a very highly professional group. The way we pay them was an insult to the profession. They were underpaid and then you gave them a little allowance to make it grossly unfair, and it was a poor reflection of the government's attitude, Dr. Chang revealed. All governments have treated the police with disrespect before now. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates.